Rodrigo and Kerri-Ann, how lovely to be with you today. Although we've just been chatting. So, Kerri-Ann, tell us what happened when you were buying your house, when you
Oh,
wanted to get a loan.
we had lots of dramas trying
Yeah,
to get a loan prior.
yeah, I'm remembering now you were with a property group who told you that you couldn't borrow. Wasn't that right?
Couldn't borrow at all. And we were like, how can that be possible with the amount of turnover that we have with the business and everything like that? And they said, no, you can't borrow. And I was devastated. And and our accountant wasn't doing the right thing by us. And we got into an accountant through that agency, which, oh my God, changed our life. Amazing, negotiated the price at the end. Louise made it all happen. She even came up and in person to give us the loan documents because she was worried about it because of the way the banks are. They're so crazy at the moment. So we didn't miss out. Negotiated our price right there on the spot and said, nah, give them this much less. And we did that. And we got the house at the end and it went through smooth sailing. And oh my God, everyone should go through Louise. It was amazing.
That's a lovely recommendation. Thank you.
It's the honest truth.
I appreciate that. I know you've got to run, Kerri-Ann, and I really appreciate you giving us the time, but I'm going to talk to Rodrigo about the details because there were some really interesting points in that. One was on, how different people treat self-employed income. What was one of the issues?
Yes,
yeah.
Very much so. So how I can go from borrowing no money to borrowing the amount of money we could was like OMG.
Yeah.
Yes. So
thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.
Yes,
Go have a great day.
Bye, my darling.
See you. So back to Rodrigo, who runs all the money side of the business. Well, let's chat about when we originally met. We were talking about you were trying to sell one property and buy another one. And we were struggling to get the right information from accountants and such. And then we finally got all that together and sorted, which was great. But when you meant to make an offer, tell us what happened when you were offering on this property that you actually ended up with. What did the agent was hassling you, I gather, pretty heavily regarding making an unconditional offer with no finance clause and a lot higher than you wanted to give. So can you tell us what happened then?
Well, the market was really hot and it's still hot up here. And where we want to buy houses were going up for sale in a matter of hours. They'll have a contract on and they'll be sold. So we were panicking because we had 3 other contracts that fell through before.
Really?
Yes, 3.
I'm going to mute myself because of the noise here. I'm sorry. It's
That's
like
right.
A war zone. Renovations around me.
So as I was saying, we lost 3 contracts. And we sold this house and we said, oh, this is going to be out of ballpark. I didn't even turn up to see the place. It's just Kerri-Ann and her mom. I said, you just go and have a look. I was a bit devastated by them because we had a house that we thought was really good. And then we planned everything around and even the kids already had planned all the furniture and everything. And then it fell through because the banks didn't come to the party on time. The owner made it difficult for us as well. And then later on, we found out he did a handshake with his neighbor. But anyway, moving on, we got to this place. They had a look and then they said, you got to come and have a look. I said, all right, we're going to have a look. And we were here for, nearly 2 hours. And then back and forth with you, the original price was 2.2. That's what they wanted. And then we called you and we said, we really like the place. And then you said, no, that's too much. Let's do 2, I think you said. The real estate wouldn't take 2. We said, all right, we go 2-1. That's our final offer. We went home. Then later that night, he called us back and we came. At the end, we came to 215.
I remember you saying the agent said, oh, they'll never take less than 2.2.
That's right. Yeah, they all do, isn't it? And they play with your emotions because by then, we on the market already for over a month and we're watching the market And like I said, in this area, things were coming up and going like hot pancakes. And having those 3 other contracts falling through. And then we already had a contract on our place, not for the money we wanted, because when we put our place for sale, we had an offer in with 5 minutes. And if we had sale our property, we would have got more money than we did, but we would end up in the place that it's worse than this one. So they say always take the first offer, and we didn't. Yes, then we were like, couldn't sell the place, back to nearly close to the offer. And we were like, we should have take, and we didn't. And then, but like I said, if we had taken the offer, we would end up in the place that is not as good as this one. So things still happens for a reason, and at the end they all fall in place. But then once we got the contract on this house, and you were already working behind the scenes because of the other deals that fell through, but up to then we said to him, we do not need, this contract is not attached to the sale of our place because it's sold, it's got a contract. He was just depending on the bank finance. And he said, all right. But then, then I think on the day the seller for our place was about to sign the contract, because we had some things pending with council, which were going through, and it was just time, and which it did at the end. Everything got approved by council, the things we had pending. The guy pulled out the contract, and we had the contract here, and the contract wasn't attached to the sale of our house. And then is where everyone went to a stress level. I don't know.
Yeah, that was pretty stressful. But we still had a finance clause in your place. So that was something.
Yes.
We were lucky because we'd actually negotiated to include a finance clause for
That's
21
right.
days, and which the vendors agreed on the purchase. So that was perfect because we had an opportunity then to still get you out if you needed to.
Yeah, but also like we needed the money from our place to be part of.
Finish settlement. Yeah.
And then once that contract fell through, you work in a different angle, as in do a bridging contract, which did end up working because no one wants to lend the money to us because we've been self-employed, and we have proved the business has been driving for the past 10 years. It only has been growing. And in the past 2 years had nearly double. And they don't want to look at you because you are high risk. I don't know how I am a high risk compared to someone that just got a normal job and lose your job tomorrow. And yeah, business can go down, but at least business, they don't just go down overnight. Let's put it that way. Not like if you lose your job, that's it, you're done. But anyway, the bridging contract didn't work as well. We couldn't get any deals. And then we're panicking again. The time is getting close and close. We didn't have anyone else for our place. And I think a week before we're getting close to the time for this place, 2 weeks actually, we had a couple looking at our place. They moved from South Australia to Queensland. They came out of the plane, and our place was the first place they went and had a look. And they fall in love, but they didn't want to put an offer in. They were like, let's have a look around and so on and on. They went and had a look at another place, which went on auction. They put an offer before the auction. They didn't want to hear about it. So the place passed on the auction, and they came back to us, and then they put an offer and say, yeah, we'll take your place, and close the deal. I think was 3 days before.
2 weeks.
2 weeks before, but yeah. And then on those 2 weeks, you had to change the whole strategy again, but we still falling short, which then we brought in Kerri-Ann's parents' property
as a guarantor.
As guarantors to finish the deal. And we did it. I remember you called us on the last day at, I don't know, it was like 4:00 on a Wednesday. And you said,
oh, that's right.
We got the money. Yes. We got the money, and then you said, all right, so we got the money on the last day of the 21 days, I think it was.
Yes, it was 21 days, and we had to settle 7 days.
Yes, we had to settle in 2 weeks, wasn't it? Yeah. And then that's another drama that started. We said, yes, sweet, we're good now. And then we still got to sign all the paperwork, and the banks were taking 12 days, I think. So
we got it
cutting
done.
fine again. And then, you turn up here in Queensland out of the blue with our paperwork.
That was funny. That was so lucky I was traveling then.
Sign everything. Yeah, I know, right? And lucky there is no border restrictions back in there.
Yeah, we were lucky.
And we signed it, and then Kerri's parents signed it. Yes, we did. And then we got the documents got delivered to the bank as well, straight in Brisbane.
The bank really helped us.
We're waiting. Yes. And then the day before the deal was finished, we had a problem with one of the banks, because on our side, we had to deal with 3 different banks. So we had Commonwealth, which is the current one holding all the loans. Then we had some of our investment attached to Westpac and ANZ. And to do one bank alone is tricky. 3 banks was like a massive, massive job. And I remember you calling me on the day before that everyone was supposed to come online to do all the deals of money going back and forth. Also, my place was settling in the same day. So my place settled in the morning. This place was supposed to settle in the next half an hour. And then this is on the day, but on the day before, I remember you calling me saying, I think it was ANZ, they were saying they didn't have enough time. And you said, yes, we did. Maybe you need to give them a call to put a little bit of pressure. And then I called Dan, and I was nearly crying on the phone with the guy saying,
please help.
This is the last piece of the puzzle, and it's gonna crumble. The tower is gonna crumble, and then they came through. Then on the day of settlement, we said, yes, sweet. After all this
drama,
Mexican soap opera, it felt like one of those. With a happy ending, though.
Very sorry about the noise here. This is crazy.
That's all right. Doesn't bother me.
I'm embarrassed for my viewers that are listening in, because they might think, God, what is this? But it's the neighbours. There's not much I can do. But remember when the vendors came back to you and they said, we've got a cash offer that's 70 or more thousand higher than what you'd offered?
Yes, that put a pressure too, because, we had to pay... because we had the settlement after, we had to pay some money before the final settlement. And they said, if this falls through, it was another, $70,000 or $100,000 on what we offer. So they already had another buyer. So like I said, this area here is very hot. People come and cut everyone's throat, right, left, center, they don't care. But just like the first one, the guy did a handshake with his neighbor even before our contract was finished. And I just found out through a friend, he was going around in the pub with people that I know saying that we were trying to chew more than we could, want to live the big life and all this and that. So much for a nice guy. Yeah. A friend of mine.
Wow.
A friend of mine, his dad was having a beer with him, and he said to his dad, those guys, that trying to buy my place.
That's so funny when you ended up buying a lot higher.
Yes, exactly. So, and our place is much better than what he had. But anyway, I guess.
Yeah, it just goes to show.
It's life, you do the right thing.
You did very well in the end. And you had instant equity, because you knew someone was going to pay you more than you bought it for it really straight away.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Instantly made $100,000. That's a pretty good deal, I'd say.
Yes, it was. And then on moving day, we said, yes, sweet. So our settlement went through fine with our house. Then the settlement with this house, once again, on this end, their lawyers were blaming my lawyer, and my lawyer saying, no.
Our side.
Yeah, it was their fault. So we didn't settle until like 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
it was
but we were ready.
Window. Yeah, we were ready. We were ready the whole day.
We were ready.
You were bloody drinking margaritas at 11 o'clock, and I was moving, stressing. I didn't get to sit down till, I don't know, midnight.
Oh, you poor thing. Yeah, it is.
And we all moved
thing. Moving.
Yes, it was. Yes. And it's stressful buying, selling at the same time. I'll never do it again. No,
Well, I usually advise people to sell first and then buy, which is what I did say.
yeah, me
Sell.
too. But we didn't have the time. That was the problem. Like I
Yeah, you
said,
were too keen. Kerri-Ann's very
yes,
keen. She was out buying before you'd had a chance to sell.
that's right. Because yeah, the opportunities here were coming and going like so quick.
Yeah.
And but we did it, and it can be
Yes,
done.
it
It
can be
can be
done
done.
with the right
You just
team.
need,
Well, we had a good team. We ended up
yes,
working
you
really
did.
well.
You
Yeah, so
did, and you just
yeah.
got to be on the ball and
You got to know what's
talk to
possible.
people that knows.
That's good. Well, I was
How they
very
came
glad
before.
when you're ringing me in a flap about the offer, and they're saying no, you've got to go up 100 grand, and I said no, only giving them an extra 50, and you took my advice, and they still signed. So I was
That's
glad
right.
that you say
We
50
were.
grand on a phone call.
That's right. We did. And we were surprised the house is still available because, like I said, it's a house that we had to do nothing. It's just moving in and start living. And we don't know what the seller's wanting as well. You know, they might say, no, I'll wait a little bit more, because they could have say, no, we don't want that. We want that, and could have passed on our offer. And they didn't. And from then on, we was just, every day stressing, calling you, Kerri-Ann, every 5 minutes calling you, and you probably think, oh, Kerri-Ann, oh, sorry, I'm busy.
I never did I?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You always
No, I don't do that.
calls. No, you
I
didn't.
always understand when people are stressed. You need to talk to someone.
Yeah, I know. But you always keep calm and cool, and Kerri-Ann can be quite, I won't say special, but a handful.
Well, she's your wife, and we all appreciate.
Yes. Now, but we got through, and the kids as well. The kids were like, they start losing faith as well after losing 3 deals, plus the deal also fell on our house. But it did show them that with persistency and honesty, and do the right thing, and you get what you want, things will come around. And
That's a beautiful line with persistency. That's awesome. That you get what you want, being honest and true, and going for it. Yeah.
Yeah, even though you always find obstacles, but at the end you go over and makes you stronger, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. So great. Well, it's been a pleasure to help you, and I'm glad to share your wonderful story of success. We can do, no one really wants to put themselves through a double refi, sale, and a purchase all on the same time, but can be done if we have to.
Can be done, yeah. And it was, like you said, there was a buying, selling, and refinancing and changing investment. So I think you had all the cases in one. You involve the guarantor as well, just
that's right, and the guarantor,
like,
let alone the bridging. God no. So yes, a big deal, but worth it.
All these studies case in one.
Yeah, you did it all for me. Thanks so much, Rodrigo.
That's all right.
Well, I'm so glad you got what you wanted, and you're very happy in your new home. That's the important thing. It looks beautiful.
We are. Thank you.
Thank
you
so
and
much
your
for
team
your
as
time.
well.
Oh, my pleasure. We love looking after you. So thank you very much. And anyone who wants any help, please feel free to call us, and we're happy to share and give some advice on making offers and getting through these big deals, because that's just what you need sometimes, someone to talk to.
That's it. We'll do.
Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you very much for your time.